everybody, and welcome to my Dark Souls 2 playthrough, part 3. We're going to pick up exactly where I left off at the end of part 2, after defeating the last giant who'd fallen through the floor and got trapped in this cavern during the siege, the giant siege on Dragon Lake Castle. He has been defeated. At that point, you would get a key. The soldier's key, which allowed you access to one area that is a dead-end area that is currently at new game plus 30 something, so it's a death trap to even go in there because I was trying to harvest a certain item. And I will show you the other area now. It's just down this way. Quite a frustrating recording for part 2. So lots of stuff like that happening basically. Just getting completely owned by like the shittiest enemies in the game. The key opens this door. Now if you tuned into this part and don't quite understand why I'm telling you what door it opens when a key opens when the door is in fact already open, it's because I had already recorded part 2, 3, 4 and 5 and had accidentally, my friend, my very good friend, who I love very much, accidentally deleted them when trying to delete something completely different off my hard drive. So, boss fog. This is new. I don't know what this means. I think it means that I'm going to fight an enemy called the Pursuer here, who I've never fought here before, so this will be a nice treat for me, and I guess for you too, to see me get my ass kicked. Let's see. Yep, here we go. So this cat is called the Pursuer. Pretty badass. He's got a lot of different weapons there. And he wants me dead. Which I wouldn't be surprised if he succeeds in doing. I don't want to get too close to that edge there because I don't want to roll off the side trying to dodge him. He does seem to be trapped in a shit attack pattern. Which, you know, sorry buddy, but I'll take that. Oh, there we go. I'm getting hit more than I thought I would. I staggered him. Oh, no. You do not want to get hit with the attack when his sword's blue like that. It's really bad. It was an honor. Soul of the Pursuer and Ring of Blades. So I think, like I said, I already recorded parts. You can fight him in 2 locations. I'd already fought and defeated him in 1 location. And then used a bonfire ascetic, as I explained in part 2, to respawn enemies. He didn't respawn, however. It must have triggered him to spawn here instead, somehow. I'm not sure how or why that works, but it was nice anyway. I enjoyed that. This is what a giant looks like when it's long died. It begins to turn into a tree. No sneaky items hidden behind. So, this little nest, if I curl up into a ball, honestly, a bird will carry me away to the Lost Bastille, which is an area to progress into later in the game, which I will head to. Nice, but I'll head there by more traditional means. So I'm gonna drop down here. Kill that guy, just because he's a creep and he's creeping, and we don't like creeps who are creeping. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to head back to Majula, and I've acquired quite a few souls at this point. I'm tempted to level up, but I think I'll leave it actually, you know. I'll leave it and I'll just let them build up, just because it's nice having them all to spend at once, like a kid with sweets. So I got my ass kicked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times in the last video. I got killed. Now it costs a lot to keep doing that, but really it's completely and utterly worth it when you don't technically die. You don't have to use human effigies to return your humanity, and I'll take those, thank you. You don't have to go back and collect your souls from the point where you died, and you don't risk losing them forever if you die trying to get them back. So we're going this way now. This is the way we're going today. Now she shouldn't be here, but because I completed the previous area and spoke to her, she's now here, which means I can talk to her, and if I pay her enough souls, she'll activate a switch that will allow me to go down a separate route. But that would mean you wouldn't see any of this next area. So I will go down that route obviously eventually, but this area is one that I recorded the exploration of, and now don't have that footage, and in my own little OCD way, that just doesn't sit well with me. So we work our way through these waterways under the ground, and Prapatapa, Heide's Tower of Flame stands before us. A nasty looking night here. Now I need to use a bonfire ascetic to make the boss of this area reappear. It also means that the enemies are all going to be a lot harder, and that all the black phantoms are going to reappear too. So what I'm going to do is clear the black phantoms out of this area and then come back to you after that's done, so that it can be a smoother and quicker process for video recording purposes. I realized that there are parts that I would need to show you, although I'd like to show you. Lol, very much lol. So when you defeat him, this switch rises up out of the ground, and then you'd activate it, and it would raise rings around this platform, which is normally the central platform, which is quite small. But if you pull this switch entire solid stone pillar of rock rise out of the ocean and make the platform larger. Water effects not really working very well there. Okay, so I'm going to proceed. I'll cut in and out of these parts so that I can show you the areas that I would typically go through, but then cut out the segments. Whoa, back off, buddy. Eek. Right, so these buttholes want to gank me. Dark Souls fashion. Alright, I'm gonna terminate these motherfuckers off camera. Okay, so I'm on this platform where I cleared out those enemies finally, and a switch rose up here. So if I pull this, you can see here an outer ring has popped up. Making a complete platform for me to do battle on. Now, because I've raised the difficulty of this area, these guys are actually taking a lot more attacks to beat. So I'm gonna buff up. More damage to them. Although I have buffed up now, so I've got to try and lure out one of these enemies, but not both. Like so. This guy is a fucking nightmare. His range is stupid. Son of a bitch. This could be me. Close. That lance of his is just absolutely deadly. And the swing, which I didn't. I'm dead. Okay, be right back. Round 2, motherfucker. Ding ding. There we go. And the swing. Eat shit. And we're gonna touch the summon sign and summon Masterless Glencore, who I almost have the right gear to imitate his look. I found out after paying kind of closer attention that his shoulder armor with the cape and stuff is the Heide Knight armor, which I got, as you will have seen in part 2, I think. Alrighty, so it's time to fuck with this guy. I'm gonna put a fire buff on and see what kind of damage that does to him. There's nothing much to this guy, he's not too difficult if you're not an idiot. As okay. he got staggered. It's mainly his swing attacks that you need to worry about. Because A, they've got shitloads of range and they do shitloads of damage. But you can dodge them easily enough, like so. Who got the hit? Who got the kill? Who got the kill? Was it me? Was it you? Was it me? Was it you? I just don't know. Off he goes. Peace be with you, brother. Okay. So, you would beat that fella who's obviously guarding the way, preventing you going any further. And this is where you would speak to the lady who was stood next to a device that I said can change paths for you. You would talk to her in exhausted dialogue and she would move to that location. So, I'm going to rest at this point. I shouldn't have done that. And it's too late now. I want to rest at this bonfire and then I'm going to go to another optional area which requires a bit of backtracking. Okay, so we've travelled to this bonfire mainly just because I'm more familiar with the way that the enemies are laid out when they respond. Really got me there. Okay, so we want to go up to here. But we've got to slog our way through these sons of bitches before we can get there. Okay, let's get some healing items ready, as I'm sure I'll need them. And these guys will spawn every single time. So back at the top again, you'll notice the dark spirit, the black spirit, whatever it's called, is dead. I killed him and then instantly got killed here, and it just seemed like a waste to put it in, because I'm going to die so many times that I could have an entire video of no progression whatsoever. Okay. So I gotta kill this son of a bitch. If I kill the guy with the big mallet type deal, he won't respawn. So I got greedy there, as you can see. Almost got myself killed. But I made it. Finally, I've made it to the Cathedral of Blue. You normally have to pull a switch to drop this drawbridge down. It looks really cool, but that was in my old video, so I'm sorry that you won't get to see that. Let's do some gold pine resin, and let's eat an Elizabeth mushroom. And we'll pop the shield out in case he gets any cheeky hits on me. Here he is. Let's do this. Want to get back from this. Splash damage will be quite bad for me. I would like to use a heal item at this point. I just feel like I'm a little bit low. And I was absolutely right to want to do that. Okay, let's try this again. Here I am. Back for more punishment. And he gets me with that every fucking time. And I need to heal straight off. And I'm dead. like to try and fucking sly attack you. I don't like this guy at all. He likes to try and attack you when you're healing up. He doesn't like to give you a chance to breathe. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, huh? Okay, you're nearly dead, boy. This is it for you, Sonny. This is it for you. And that was it. It wasn't good enough. I've got no love for that guy. Just so you know, that took several recordings to achieve because he just does so much damage on this new Game Plus level that he's killing me instantly. I don't want to buy anything from you, but it would be quite nice if you just gave me some shit for free. Never mind. Get lost, buddy. Get lost. Okay. So, that's been done. And I really don't want to face all these guys again. So, I'm going to use my bonfire teleportation to get to where I left off. And then I will be able to proceed to the final area in this part before leading on to part 4 or 5. I'm not even sure what part this is. I think this is part 3. Yeah. So here we go. I don't mind fighting these guys so much now that I'm in a... Oh dear, what happened then? Now that I'm in a new area, and I'm not just kind of doing the same thing over and over again, that's when this game can get quite incredibly frustrating, is when you end up just repeating the same thing over and over again, because you'll start off by being very careful, and then something might go wrong, and then you die. And every time you die, you become a little bit more impatient and a little less careful until you get to the point where you're just running through and dying constantly because you just want to get it over and done with already. See ya. There's nothing down the other end of that corridor at all. Hello, elevator. That's down the bottom, and it's to be recalled. It's down the bottom because I've done this once before already. I don't think I'd survive that jump. It's probably better if I wait. Although I'm really tempted to. Down we go. So I've accrued quite a number of souls at this point. I don't know if it's time for me to use them all yet, though. I think I'll wait a little bit longer. Nothing here. See you, buddy. There's an elite knight armor set upstairs behind him, but I've already collected it, so I'll just leave that. And here we are. There's normally a character here called Lucatiel, who you will see me speak to later in the game. But obviously she's not here now, because I already spoke to her and triggered her to leave. My guy looks pretty badass. So I'm gonna call it there, and I'm gonna say thank you for watching, and I hope that you're sound asleep by now, or just nice and relaxed in whatever it is that you're doing. And if I don't see you later, Borda, Brenanda, and Osta.